Follow your bliss is something that can uncover so many new things for you, because once you tap into that, you'll start to see different sides of yourself that you may not have uncovered if you did not follow your intuition and your bliss. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be sitting down and discussing ways you could get clearer on who you are and what you want out of life. But before we jump into this video, make sure to follow me on all my social media, so usernames are down below. And also, if you're subscribed to this YouTube channel and you're interested in being in a community that I am starting, make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video. So I want to make this video because throughout my whole journey on social media and YouTube, I've been open with sharing my self-growth journey, my self-discovery journey ever since I got into college. And I feel like I'm still on that journey, so I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I just want to share practices that have been helping me for those who are on their own self-growth and self-discovery journey. And so I feel like my self-growth journey really took a turn back when I was in college, my sophomore year. It's around when the pandemic hit, around 2020, when everything kind of shut down, and I was kind of forced to really take a step back like everyone else was. And I took the time actually to dive unintentionally into spirituality and like who I am. And around that time, certain books entered my life kind of like at the right time. In my last video, I talked about synchronicities, and I really feel like the 3 books that I read around COVID were all synchronistic because it really catapulted me into the next season of my life that really proved to be prosperous and successful for me, not in a material wealth sense, but in a inner success sense. And so it was just one exercise that I did that laid the foundation for me basically uncovering and questioning, am I living aligned to who I am and who I want to become? And this exercise comes from Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk. And if you haven't watched my channel for a while, you're probably tired of me mentioning Jay Shetty, but I swear this man has changed my life so much, because I first started listening to his podcast on purpose back in 2020, and then I ended up getting his book, and that completely changed my world. So I mention him quite a lot. So in this exercise, he has you make 3 columns. The first column is labeled value, the second one is labeled origin, and then the third one is labeled is it true to me? So the first part requires you to sit down and reflect, okay, what are all the values that I hold? And I'll share some examples from when I did this exercise the second time, because I did this exercise twice in my life. The first time was in 2020, and then the second time was 2 years later, because I just wanted to see how different my answers would be. And honestly, they weren't that different, which was like really interesting to see. And so we're not gonna get too deep. I'll just keep it lighthearted. So one value I wrote down, I said independence. The origin, media. Is it true to me? Yes. Another value I had was good grades, and I wrote down school/family for the origin, and I said, is it true to me? I said no. And let me dive a little deeper on like the explanation of like how you could really take is it true to me a step further. So for example, let's take good grades. I said I developed that from, school culture and like going to school and growing up and being primed to believe that, good grades are indicative of success and you being intelligent and smart. As I've grown older, I've realized that good grades isn't a reflection of who I am on the inside. I really like this journal exercise because I feel like values are the guiding post to our lives. And I made a video on how I view values and why they are so important in our lives. And this journal exercise helps you reflect and get clear and shine light on values you may not know are guiding your life, because I feel like a lot of our values are unintentional and they come from our family, our friends, the media, and culture. And that's totally normal. That's kind of how we get our start in life. We learn from other people, we learn from our environment. And even though some of these values we may want to keep and they are actually helpful and beneficial, some of them may be hindering our growth and may not be in alignment with who we are, who we want to become, and what we want to create in our life. And so honestly, you just make a whole list of all the values that you could think of and really answer honestly with these reflections, because it's gonna set set the foundation to the next steps we're going to talk about in this video. Okay, so moving on to the next practice or way that I found helpful in my self-discovery journey is documenting what sparks interest in me, what sparks passion in me. Because I feel like in our culture, we are so conditioned to kind of suppress what really ignite us and just kind of follow along with what is normal and what is acceptable, especially when it comes to success and how that's viewed in society. And I feel like now we live in a better day and age to where if you do have a passion, you have the opportunity to create something from that and build something from that. But like a lot of us are still stuck in the old ways of thinking like, oh, there's only one or like a few set ways to success, and that can't include my passions and my interests. But one of the main ways to get clear on who you are and what you want out of life is to find out what sparks joy and what sparks passion and what sparks interest in you. Or you could even go as deep as looking back and reflecting into your childhood. What naturally drew you? What naturally attracted you? What were the things that you liked doing as a kid that once you got older, people kind of just told you it was like a waste of time? So for me, I was always into creating. I was always into performing arts. So I did dance, I did show choir, eventually I did theater. And along with that, I was always drawn to spirituality and books on spirituality. I would spend literally hours in the library checking out books, reading books by Deepak Chopra, Thich Nhat Hanh, and all these other great authors. And I still do today. All these things I wrote down and was like, those are like natural interests to me. And they may be pointing me somewhere. It's just such a beautiful thing when you open your eyes and actually take the time to see what draws you and what attracts you. Because a lot of the time we do activities that we feel will look good to other people. And in order to live a life that is authentic to us, unapologetically, we have to first become clear and acknowledge the things that spark joy in us. And I feel like I need to go ahead and make a video on Dharma because I mentioned it. I've been mentioning it in the past few videos, but Dharma is basically Sanskrit for your purpose or your calling. And what Dharma teaches is that everyone has a unique code in them. They have a unique set of skills and talents that can only be expressed in their unique way. And once you tap into that notion, you will start to view your interests and your skills differently and really try to align with that. And this step also requires you to try new things, because how do you know if you will like something if you never tried it before? That's why you need to pay attention to those inclinations that you have, because they are pointing you to things that may be beneficial to you. You just never know what will come of these interests and of these passions. That's why that term follow your bliss is so popular. Follow your bliss is something that can uncover so many new things for you, because once you tap into that, you'll start to see different sides of yourself that you may not have uncovered if you did not follow your intuition and your bliss and your interests and your passions. And this leads us, once we set our foundation and once we start to notice and take stock of the things that naturally interest us and gets us in that flow state, that state where we can spend hours doing an activity, we can then tap into the law of attraction. And one exercise that I used to do a lot, almost daily, was scripting. And basically what scripting is writing down things as if it already is. So you don't write down, oh, one day I hope to have, a new car. One day I hope to own a home. One day I hope to have this or that. You write down as if you're already experiencing that thing. So if I wanted to buy a new home, I would say, I feel so comfortable in my new home. I feel at peace with the space I have created in my new home. I love hosting friends. It brings me joy every single week. I love cooking in my new home. So you write down as if you already have it, not as if it's something you are lacking in the now. And that's another side of it. You need to come from a place of gratitude whenever you're scripting. Because if you're in a state of, oh, I don't have this, I'm lacking something, and you don't tap into what you're already grateful for, the universe is going to basically reflect back the energy you're giving out to it. Once you start changing your language and the way you communicate to the universe, that's when you'll start to see changes, one, in your attitude and your outlook on life, and then two, on the things that usher into your life effortlessly. And honestly, you could do scripting as often as daily. Like I said, I used to do back in high school, I did it pretty much every day, even for like small things, like how I wanted my day to turn out. I would write, today I felt ease and joy as I went to classes. I felt energized. Whenever I gave my presentation, I felt confident. So stuff like that, if you do it daily, it really is a game changer to your mindset. But nowadays I do it, I would say, once in a while, mainly for like big things, because I've just been tapping into like other practices like meditation and stuff like that, so I don't script as much. Okay guys, and that's all I wanted to discuss when it comes to the ways that you can start getting clearer on who you are and what you want out of life. And so I want to quickly talk about the announcements I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Last night I was literally watching a video by Hindsight. He's a YouTuber, and he was basically talking about how TikTok and social media has basically become the modern day casino, slot machines, and how it's important to, if you're a creator and if you are viewers, to start really creating a community to where like it's not based off of algorithms. And if you have been following me for a while, you know my love-hate relationship with social media. I literally take big hiatuses from social media because I get burnt out, or like I just hate being on it 24/7. And so I just want to create a community to where it's like we can talk about subjects like this on living our most authentic life and being our most authentic selves whenever we want, and not be held down by algorithms. Because I know for me, whenever I'm subscribed to certain people, their stuff doesn't pop up on my feed as often as it used to, even though I'm subscribed. So I have to actively go seek them out. And so I'm trying to create it to where even if something with the algorithms go wrong, or like what's happening with TikTok is banned, because we've seen this before, like when and during the Vine days, if you're old enough to know about Vine, creators had to basically shift their audience and go to YouTube and start from there and build from there. And so I want to create something that is mine, to where it's not like I'm dependent on these platforms. So all that to say is I want to encourage each and every one of you, if you want to have more content like this, as well as being able to have access to me in case the algorithms are not serving me or anything else, to go to my website aliyinspired.com and subscribe to my newsletter. I do not do newsletters frequently. I haven't started yet either, but I want to start doing that so that we can create conversations and I could like ask you guys, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to discuss? And we could actually be in this hub of like positivity and authenticity. And along with that, I want you guys to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, and to actually comment in the comment section your thoughts and your opinions and what you want to see, because we need more engagement nowadays. Because I feel like we're just mindlessly consuming content now that we forget to actually engage with the content we're looking at and consuming. So let's start doing that. Let's create a whole little inspired community. That's the name I have for it now. It might change. If you have a better name for what we should call our community, let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to run by you guys. That's my announcement. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below for a new video every week. Yes, I said a new video every week. And make sure to stay inspired, and Ali loves you.